Episode 3. Now, in the first 2 episodes, I talked about the reason why we started this at Chin channel. In episode 2, we invited a guest, Darren Chu, to talk about tradable patterns, how we could predict the movement of the market by looking at chart patterns without going too deeply into quantitative data. Now we're in episode 3, and today I would like to invite someone that I've known for a while. His name is Benjiman Chu. Benjamin So. Yeah, it's Darren Chu and then Benjamin So. And Benjamin, it's from New Zealand, and his technology company is called Zeo Industries. Now, Benjamin, it's good to have you appearing at this English channel. We did produce 2 episodes in the Chinese YouTube channel. So we want to switch channel and targeting a different audience. Now, I guess a lot of people have grave concerns about internet security, and especially using their iPhone, and also the use of VPNs. It's a big concern these days, especially after the enactment of the national security law in Hong Kong. A lot of people, they shut down different chat groups. Some people question whether WhatsApp is secure, and then they explore other communication devices like Telegram, which you could include a lot of people by just adding in massive members without knowing where they come from. And recently there's also something called Signal. A lot of people downloaded this app. Now, you probably have gone through the journey in terms of through the what we call the umbrella movement from 6 years ago. A lot of people at that time downloaded something called FireChat, if I recall correctly.
I think that's right. That was quite popular at the time.
Yeah. And then you are not using Wi-Fi, right? Like when you use FireChat.
Exactly. It's what they call a peer-to-peer network.
Right. And now WhatsApp is owned by Facebook, and also Facebook has Instagram. It's a secure communication tool.
So when we talk about, thanks in the first place for inviting me. I'm glad to share what knowledge I can with the audience.
Yeah.
So I think the important thing to note is security is a state of mind. And yes, people are more sensitive to this now, but I would argue that it's always been an important topic. So even in business, I think it's proper, it's sensible to take correct measures to protect your own proceeds, protect your commercial transactions. So that's how we advise our clients. And then from a personal perspective, being someone more knowledgeable than average in this field, I also take extra attention. And so you look at a company like Facebook, which already has a conflict of interest in protecting your data. So it goes much beyond a simple question of technology. It's about different layers. So I think already, if you look at Facebook, it's one is very justified in being very skeptical of their respective personal privacy. So based on that alone, I think one should be very cautious in using any of their tools.
Is it easy to hack inside WhatsApp?
I don't know, but if there are various measures you can apply. So end-to-end encryption is important. So that means only I and the recipient are able to understand the message, whether it be via video, audio, or simple text. But of course, what I would emphasize is there's no perfect solution. You must always be aware that there is always the possibility of a vulnerability. So I would emphasize that people should not simply say, "Oh, this is the right solution." It might be the best solution now, in this time, but understand that that can change. There might be someone might discover a vulnerability, in which case it might take time to repair.
Okay.
So everything is you should weigh each option very carefully.
Well, it's still good encryption technology, and WhatsApp is widely used by Hong Kong people. Same thing,
Yes.
like
Yes.
Line is used by people from
Korea,
Taiwan, I guess, and
Taiwan, yeah.
Japan. Yeah,
Yeah.
right. Now, with the social movement in Hong Kong over the last few years, a lot of people have switched to Telegram. In WhatsApp, I think you can only add up to 250 people, right?
Yes.
Like in a group. But for Telegram, you could have add as many people as you want into the 5 digits, right?
It has a very high
digits.
number.
Right.
So yes, this is more from a functionality perspective. So yes, Telegram does offer more capabilities for the user, but again, it depends on what you want to do. If security is important to you, I would say that even steer clear of Telegram. And my reasoning for that is there's a lot of question around the transparency of the developer of Telegram.
And easily infiltrated too, if you can invite anyone.
Exactly. So maybe for broadcasting, it's more comfortable, it's more convenient. But then we always go back, I think, on our, when we last discussed this, we talked about Signal and why, in my opinion, it's the best choice at the moment.
How many people can you add inside Signal?
I'm not sure. I've never used it for that purpose.
Yeah, we can Google that and check it out.
Yeah, I think so. I think so. That's easily verifiable. I believe it's also quite high. I don't know for sure, but my understanding is even from its functionality, it's very capable.
Yeah.
So I don't see why, apart from people's reluctance to change their habits, why they shouldn't move to Signal. Because I understand it involves not just one person, but all your correspondents need to switch over as well.
Right, and you could have a timer to have a self-destructive mode.
Exactly. So here this is very cool. This is a very good feature in terms of security. I think Telegram does this as well. WhatsApp definitely not.
Yeah.
So what you're talking about there, messages will automatically disappear from both parties' chat history after a user-determined period of time. So if you are, let's say, unwilling to have a record of the dialogue, you can fix that. You don't need to go back and remember to manually remove things, which you can do in WhatsApp. You can go back and you select, all the comments that you made in the past and delete them from both phones. Yeah. But this is automatic.
Well, I just checked with my team at the background, and he said Signal.
Private group, no.
It's just private group, right?
Private group is no limit.
Okay.
No limit. So you could add like a universe of people.
Yeah. But they need to be
unlimited.
Approved, right? Yeah.
Wow.
Okay. Good. I think that's a very secure scheme for going about things.
But I think like we all have been using WhatsApp for a long time. And then they included that video function, and in another episode in the Chinese channel, actually we use the WhatsApp video to record, and it's quite convenient. It's not too bad.
No doubt. I think WhatsApp is very convenient. It's also easy because everyone has it. So there's no question. You don't need to ask, have you downloaded the app? Everyone has it. But having said that, if security is your main concern, I would rule out WhatsApp. It's and also one major usability flaw I think it has is it's inextricably tied to your mobile phone number. You cannot use WhatsApp without your phone. So Signal, I think Telegram as well, it cuts that linkage. You try it. If you use the web version of WhatsApp, you must have your phone turned on. You must have WhatsApp logged in. Otherwise, it won't let you access it. But if you go back to video calls, Signal does that. Signal does voice calls. I have noticed that it's not as good, but I believe it's because of the extra security layer. So it makes real-time communication a little bit slower because it has to go through more processes in the background. And I think this is unavoidable. But for chatting, it's completely transparent. You don't notice it at all. It's only when you use it for audio and video you might notice some lag.
Okay, now in the next episode, we will be talking about VPNs and
Sure.
which VPN is good, but let's leave it to the next episode. Thank you, Ben.
Okay, good. You're welcome. Thank you.